everybody, Joe here from Mainline Overland. We have the pleasure of having Steve from Nacho Light here today, showing off the new lights they're working on and have out to the public. So thanks again for stopping by.
Excited to be here.
Had a great time checking these out today. I think you guys have a really killer product. You guys are innovating in a lot of ways I don't think other people are thinking about. So I'll let you take it from here. If you want to tell a little bit about yourself and kind of the mission of the brand and where you're at now.
Absolutely. So Nacho Steve here. The first question we always get is why Nacho? Well, it's real easy. We're all industry veterans and we got back into this because we wanted to. We're all enthusiasts, we're all out there camping. We were just talking about, we both have GXs, so we're both kind of nerds in that respect. But we got back into it because we wanted to, and we wanted to have fun doing it. We're not gonna tell you we're the smartest. We're not gonna walk around here in lab coats. We're gonna have the best looking products and we're gonna make fun of ourselves and we're gonna laugh doing it. So what better way than to name the company Nacho? So, what is Nacho? Nacho is a new lighting company that we're trying to do things a little bit differently. So we started with the Quatro. The Quatro is going to be this product right here. And this is going to be really innovative because it was designed as a 3.5-inch light engine that comes out of the exoskeleton. We designed this to go in fog light housings. All the Toyotas, all the Jeeps, all the Broncos. So you take this out, it goes in vehicle specific mounting brackets, and it fits perfectly in that fog light cavity. You don't have a square light and a round hole. It was designed to go in that. Then we built this really cool exoskeleton around it. This exoskeleton actually ducts air to the heatsink. It protects the heatsink, it protects the lens. And then what's really cool is you want to paint match it, 4 screws, this whole thing comes apart. You can paint match it, it'll match your vehicle perfectly. Or you screw it up, you bounce it off too many trees out in the forest, 20 bucks, you can replace it. We sell that as a replacement kit. What's really cool about this is every light we have is gonna do multiple things. The Quattro is no different. So the Quattro is going to have a built-in drive beam and then a spotlight. And when you do that, you could also have a street legal fog light beam with a restrictor plate in it, or you can do the combo. The combo is gonna be about 45 degrees wide by 10 degrees taller. So you've got this beautiful drive beam out there, and then you've also got a spot. This is like mounting 2 sets of pods on your vehicle, and it all goes in your fog light housing, if that's where you want to put it, or you just mount it on top of your bumper or your A-pillar. We've got really cool optics in here that really keep the spill light off of your hood. It puts the light where you want it.
Yeah, that's what I really like about you guys. You kind of combined multiple lights into one. So instead of buying a spot and a flood, you're like, let's just simplify this, make one light with all this functionality, which I love.
It gets back to the enthusiast. We all use this stuff and I wanted something I could be proud of. So we built lights that I would put on my own rigs. Doesn't matter if it's out racing King of the Hammers or you're out doing overlanding and camping. One of the cool lights we have in this that we haven't even really talked about is we have a high-low flood. But the high-low flood isn't just brighter, it's actually angled down, so you've got a 10 degree by 45 degree beam down, and then you go high and it actually makes it a 20 degree wide by 45 degree. Okay. So we actually double the vertical width of the beam. We call it the tweaker light. So you put it on the side of your van, and then you can see your camp on low beam, and then you hear things that go bump in the night out in the forest, and you flip on the high beam. Now your beam's out in the forest, and you can see the tweakers trying to come steal all your stuff. So moving on, the Grande is the light we just released, and this is really cool because this does things a little bit differently. This has all your high current switching inside the light. You wire it directly to your battery, and then you've got 3 configurable trigger wires. And the trigger wires can be run off your high beam, it can be run off low current switching. You don't have to have a high current switch panel in your car to run this. So what's really cool is you've got 8 different modes in the light. Everything from a super wide 80-watt floodlight that's your perfect camp light, all the way down to in the Supreme 150, you can get a 4-degree million candela spotlight, but it still has that super wide floodlight. So you say, oh, well, trigger wires, how does that work? So you turn on a switch and you've got your handy dandy magnet, and all you do is you put the tip on the chip and you can scroll through all the different modes. Full combo, low combo, full drive. This is gonna be the wide area floodlight. And what that is we use high power LEDs for our backlight, 12 of them, so that it's not just your backlight, it actually functions as a super wide camp light. Awesome. The worst thing you can have when you're going slow or trying to set up camp is that spot beam, that high intensity spot beam, because your eyes dilate to that, then you can't see anything outside of that. So you gotta have the right light for the right situation, whatever you're doing. And we try and make sure that you've got the right light, all in the same fixture for whatever you're doing. Doesn't matter if you're going fast, going slow, setting up camp, overlanding, racing. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
You gotta have the right light, and you shouldn't have to buy a different set of lights for every situation.
I love that you guys have all the adjustability in there, and you're using the functions of the light to kind of change that beam pattern, change the levels. I think that it's really smart what you guys are doing.
There's all kinds of other stuff in it that we haven't even talked about. We call it active voltage monitoring. The easiest way is it's no hike technology. You're never gonna hike back to camp because of our lights. If you lose your alternator, the lights will actually stay at 100%, and then they'll dim themselves down to 10%. Once you hit 11 volts, it'll stay at 10% until you get to 8. So your lights should never be the reason you're hiking back to camp.
Yeah.
Same thing with the thermal. If it gets hot, it'll stay hot, hot, hot longer, and then it'll dim intelligently. Rather than just dumb lights, they just start dimming as soon as you turn them on.
Yeah.
We want to avoid that. Other cool things about the housing, I don't have the bracket on it, but you can see this is a 1.5-inch tube mount. So if you've got a 1.5-inch stinger on your bumper, just screw this right to it. You don't have to have the bracket. Same removable exoskeleton, you want to paint match it. And then one thing we didn't talk about is all lights come with amber and black covers. And if you want to change your light to amber, this is all you got to do. It snaps on, now you got an amber light.
Yeah, and you said all these lights are included with those different lenses.
Everything's included. It doesn't take any tools, doesn't take any time. And the other cool thing is the covers are very low profile. So you can put them in your glove compartment, and it just fits like everything else in your vehicle.
Appreciate you stopping by. If you have any questions about Nacho Light, feel free to reach out to us. We're gonna have all their products listed over on our website. So if you have any questions, hit us up. And if you're scared of the dark, these are gonna be great for you.
Yeah, well, thanks for the time.
Yeah, thanks for coming.